You know NVIDIA for their chips, right? The ones powering pretty much everything in AI. But what if I told you that's just the tip of the iceberg? Today, we're going to break down their massive strategy. It's not about selling chips anymore. It's about building the entire foundation for the AI era.
And to really get what they're doing, we've got to look at it the way their CEO, Jensen Huang, does. He's got this brilliant analogy. He says AI isn't just one thing. It's a 5-layer cake. And honestly, once you get this analogy, their whole playbook just clicks into place.
So AI as a 5-layer cake, a new kind of critical infrastructure. Yeah, see, this is way bigger than just one piece of tech. They are building a complete, totally integrated system. It's basically a new kind of critical infrastructure. I mean, think about it like the power grid or the internet itself. It's this foundational layer that everything else is going to be built on. Okay, so here are the 5 layers of that cake. It all starts with layer 1, energy, just raw power. That energy then fuels the second layer, the chips and the computing hardware. Those chips, they live inside layer 3, massive cloud data centers. And what do those data centers do? They run layer 4, the AI models, which, finally, power layer 5, all the applications we use every single day. NVIDIA's whole game? It's to own and master almost every single layer of the stack. But you can have the most powerful hardware in the world. And so what? If developers can't easily build on top of it, it's kind of useless. And that's exactly where NVIDIA's software comes in. Their goal is to take all this insane complexity and just make it simple, accessible for any business, anywhere. And to get how they're pulling this off, you need to understand one key concept, microservices. The easiest way to think about these, they're like Lego bricks, but for software. So instead of having to build some crazy, complex application from the ground up, developers can just grab these pre-built specialized blocks and snap them together to build something powerful super fast. Okay, so NVIDIA takes all these software Lego bricks and bundles them together in a platform called NVIDIA AI Enterprise. And the newest version has this amazing tool called NIM, which stands for NVIDIA Inference Microservices. Real quick, inference is just the fancy word for using a trained AI model to do something, make a prediction, generate text. So these NIMs are basically prepackaged, ready-to-go AI brains that you can just drop into any application. And here's why that's a huge deal. NIM makes deploying generative AI ridiculously fast and secure. I'm talking about a process that used to take a whole team of specialists weeks, now being done in minutes. This is how huge companies like SAP and ServiceNow can suddenly start embedding powerful AI features into their own products without needing to become AI experts themselves. It's a total game changer. And look, this isn't just some marketing promise. It's happening right now, in the real world. You see this quote from Uber's VP of Platform Engineering? He's basically saying this software is critical for them to hit the performance that their millions of users expect. It just proves that NVIDIA's software isn't some future vision. It's a real, battle-tested solution that's already powering some of the biggest platforms on the planet. All right, so that's the software layer. But now, let's talk about the engine, the absolute beast that drives this whole revolution. If NIM is the easy-to-use software, the new Blackwell platform is the monster engine, providing all the raw horsepower. So what you're seeing here, this isn't just another chip. No way. This is the GB200 NVL72. It is literally an entire AI supercomputer packed into a single rack. It connects 72 of their brand new Blackwell GPUs and gets them to work together as if they were one single massive GPU. It's built for the most insane AI workloads you can imagine. And the performance numbers, they're just mind-blowing. We're talking up to 30 times faster for real-time inference on the biggest AI models out there. 30x compared to the last generation. This isn't just about being faster. This unlocks new possibilities. It means AI applications that were just too slow to even be practical are suddenly a reality. And this chart really puts that jump into perspective. On the left, that's the performance of the last generation, the H100. And on the right, that's the GB200. You can just see it. This isn't a small step up, it's a massive leap, a totally new category of performance. But hang on, because this next part might be the most revolutionary piece of the whole story. You'd think that all that extra power would mean a crazy jump in energy use, right? Well, it's actually the exact opposite. Yeah, check this out. The Blackwell platform is up to 25 times more energy efficient. For a data center where your biggest bills are power and cooling, this is an absolute game changer. This is the breakthrough that actually makes it possible to run these giant trillion-parameter AI models sustainably, all across the globe. Okay, so let's put the pieces together. You've got incredibly easy-to-use software running on ridiculously powerful and efficient hardware. All the pieces are on the board. So what's the big picture? What's the end game here? This is where the strategy goes from just corporate to geopolitical. NVIDIA is positioning this whole stack as the next essential utility, something as fundamental as electricity. And if that's true, then the race to build and control AI isn't just a business competition, it becomes a central part of a country's economic and even political power.
And Jensen Huang is very clear about this. He argues that for any country to stay competitive and really to preserve its own culture, it needs to build its own sovereign AI, an AI that gets its specific language, its history, its values.
And that right there, that's the final piece of the puzzle, the culmination of the entire strategy. This whole stack, from the Blackwell hardware all the way up to the NIM software, it's basically a turnkey solution. It's a toolkit that lets any country build its own national intelligence. It's a kit for achieving technological sovereignty in the age of AI. Which leads us to one last, pretty provocative thought. This tech, it's not just about making smarter apps or better data centers. By giving every nation the tools to build its own sovereign AI, it could completely reshape the global landscape. So what happens to the world when every country has its own powerful, custom-built intelligence? That's the question, and that's the world NVIDIA is building right now.